What a long fucking show. 3 hours for Raw is really way too much. It's something I like, something I'm passionate about, wrestling, but, you know, like for example, you like video games, but you're not going to do that for like hours on end. You're soon going to get bored and want to do something else. I mean, the human brain can only take so much of the same activity. It's strenuous to sit there for 3 hours, and because the product isn't that good, it makes it even more tedious. You'll get like one good thing, like on the show tonight, but you have to weed through all this other bullshit, in addition. So let's just start off. So we open up with CM Punk, and this has got to be the most fucking confusing promo ever, for a number of reasons, and I'll tell you why. It's like Stone Cold. Stone Cold in 1997 was a heel, but he was also very popular with the fans, so he was what they call a tweener. He's in between. He would do things to excite the fans, but he'd also, be nasty and do things that heels would normally do. So the weird thing about this is CM Punk, now he had a little bit more aggressiveness, and this was a more mature promo, unlike his very immature ones that he has been doing recently. He sits down, he talks to Jerry Lawler about last week when he said that he turned his back on the WWE Universe. Now, for me, I think that this is a good idea. I think because CM Punk is obviously a fucking asshole in real life, I think that they should have went with that he's turning on the universe. But he has a problem with King saying that, so obviously WWE is not fully committed to the Punk heel turn, like 100%. They still want to keep him popular with the fans because they don't have a lot of popular wrestlers. The only other person that even gets any like reactions is John Cena, really, that are faces. So, but anyway, I like the Punk heel turn and all that, if you could even call it that. But this was just very confusing, and Big Show comes out, and it's heel on heel, and it just makes it very confusing when you have a heel with another heel, and and they're fighting, and this guy's not quite a heel. It's like, get your shit straight. What is he? If you want to be a tweener, do it a little bit better. The writers have no idea what they're doing at all. I mean, they're going in one direction with CM Punk, and then at the same time going in a completely different direction. It's good to have complex characters because that's like movie characters or, characters on TV. They're complex. They have different thoughts. They're not going to think like, just very conventionally straightforward. But you have no idea what CM Punk is thinking at all. And you might say, well, that's what makes him unpredictable. Well, that's what makes you a fucking idiot, because they're not making it clear at all what his intentions are. He attacked The Rock, but then backstage he's telling John Cena that he respects him, who's the lamest guy who insulted Punk last year and said that he's just there to please the internet fans. I don't understand what the fuck is going on. And it's not, and you might be saying, oh, well, that's why you're stupid. You don't understand it. No, that's because the writing is so convoluted and fucking retarded that no one could understand it. And if you say you understand it, then you're fucking lying, because the heel turn doesn't make any sense. So up next, we get the first match of the night. It's Del Rio defeating Santino Marella, and it's just basically an extended squash match. Boring as shit. Del Rio doesn't get any reaction. Santino, gets his normal cheers from his from the 8-year-olds in the audience. So this was just fucking pointless. They already had this match, and it's really just getting tiresome already. I mean, they keep booking the same matches that are shitty over and over. Then up next, you got Brodus Clay coming out for a pointless dance routine. I'm not really entirely sure if he was supposed to have a match. Damian Sandow comes out and attacks him. Was he supposed to have a match with him? he's supposed to be aggressive since he came back from the beatdown from DX last week, but I'm not buying into it. He's just a shitty wrestler. They're just trying to cover for him because the thing is, no one is getting behind him. He gets no reaction. He draws no heat, no cheers, no nothing. So they're really fucking desperate. He already failed back in 2006. And, people are saying, I have nothing against repackaging him. And some people attack me saying, what's the big deal? Stars have come back. They've repackaged Kane and all that. And that's worked for him. Well, you know what? His wrestling skills are not there. And just by making him a little bit more aggressive, he's only been in squash matches. He did fucking nothing in Money in the Bank. And Money in the Bank is everybody's time to shine. And he was just dull. He wasn't shining at all. His star burned out. That's pretty much it. I mean, he was just nothing in that. So he attacks Brodus Clay, doesn't say a word. Why should we care? I know I don't. So then up next, I should explain that Daniel Bryan is scared to go into the locker room of the new GM, AJ. So this is fucking pathetic. I don't understand this at all. How Daniel Bryan, the big tough guy heel, who's like a maniac in the ring, such a brilliant technician, is scared to talk to a girl who's half his size. I know she's crazy, but come on, if he wanted to, he could fucking slap her across the room. And anyway, she puts him in a match, and it's against Sheamus. Sheamus is back there, and Sheamus, they have a match, and they have this thing called the whatever it is. It's the Raw Reaction or whatever the fuck it's called, and people are voting on it, and they give you a choice between No Holds Bar, Falls Count Anywhere, and Street Fight. Those are all the fucking same type of match. They're basically no DQ. It's the same fucking thing. Just Falls Count Anywhere, you could pin the guy outside the ring. It's fucking stupid, and it's probably rigged anyway. Because, I don't see when they're pretty much all the same how people could just go for the Street Fight by such a large margin. So, don't understand that at all. Anyway, they have their match, and, I'm not going to knock it. I'm going to give it like 2.5 stars because there was a big effort in it. Decent match. I mean, it's out of the ordinary, especially for Raw. But they really didn't do anything special. Just basically repeated the shit that they showed at Money in the Bank with the kendo stick shots and all that. Good, but same fucking finish with Sheamus with the bro kick out of nowhere. That he don't even use the Celtic Cross anymore. The outsider's edge. He doesn't use that move anymore, or anything. It's just all the same. It just pops him out of nowhere. No setup, nothing like that. Just the kick comes out of nowhere. So it's a decent match. They fought all around the ring, and so it stood out, but really nothing that impressive. But it was decent. Then after the match, oh god, the fucking shit just didn't stop. Daniel Bryan stays in the ring and is complaining about his neck. Now, sometimes I like to go on PW Torch and sometimes comment on the show. I got into a fucking fight because I said this was pathetic that Daniel Bryan was complaining about his neck. Then he gets up and he's fine. What heel complains about their neck? Why was he doing this? So I make an example over on PW Torch and say you wouldn't see the Triple H from the year 2000, one of the most successful heel runs in wrestling history. And you would never see him complaining about his neck and refusing to leave the ring. It was just wasting time. Kofi and R-Truth come out. Daniel Bryan pretends to kick little Jimmy. Then AJ says that he's got to be committed. And the guys in the white coats come down to the ring. What the fuck is this circus? This is a fucking circus, for goodness sake. So they take him in the back and he talks to the doctor in these lame skits. And James Caldwell is just a fucking... just an asshole for saying, oh, this was a brilliant performance over on PW Torch. The prestigious wrestling journalist says that this is great acting and a great segment. Daniel Bryan talking to a fake doctor and taking ink blot tests. Who the fuck wants to see that? It wasn't funny. It wasn't good at all. It didn't entertain me. It didn't make me laugh. It was just wasting my fucking time and making me get on my hands and knees and pray that this fucking show goes back to 2 hours, because they got too much time on their hands. And up next, we got Titus O'Neil defeating Kofi Kingston. And this is just a stupid match. You got Abraham Washington at ringside, and he's talking about Kobe Bryant fucking a girl in the hotel room from years back. Dated reference. WWE was apologizing like crazy. Releasing press statements because TMZ talked about this. They shouldn't be apologizing for it being offensive. They should apologize for it being unfunny. This match fucking sucked. Pointless. Then up next you got Orton returning to defeat Heath Slater. Who gives a shit? I don't. Orton got a decent reaction, but we all know that we're gonna get the same old Orton. Boring Orton. That's it. I'm the Viper. Yeah. Okay, so no one fucking cares who has a brain. So then we got Jericho and Christian teaming up to defeat Miz and Ziggler. Christian does the same thing that Miz did. Match had some okay action. Dolph Ziggler looking like a fucking idiot as of late. I'm a fan of Ziggler. I obviously bought his shirt. I've worn it in a couple of videos. I think he's got a lot of potential. But the way he fucked up the Famouser in the name drop or whatever, jumping over Christian's head, totally overshooting it. What an amateur looking move. Not only that, but he gets his ass kicked every single week, and he's the Money in the Bank holder. WWE's got to really fucking fix that. It's looking kind of pathetic. Decent little match here, 2 stars, but, the botch was really fucking horrible. Then up next you got Tyson Kidd defeating Tensai. Tensai pins Tyson Kidd first of all, but then beats on him after the match, and they reverse the decision. No reaction from the crowd. Then Tensai beats up Sakamoto. Just wasting everybody's time. Got no reaction, just Albert chants all over the place. Thanks for that, WWE. Really entertaining television there. God, it's like, what are they thinking? And then up next you got Cena and Big Show, and the winner goes on to SummerSlam to face CM Punk. Boring fucking match. Rest holds all over the place. Bear hugs, chin lock. Cena's on Big Show's back, and then Punk just comes in and ruins the whole fucking thing. Thinks he's not going to face anybody. Then AJ comes out and takes like a fucking year to tell us that it's going to be a triple threat match. Oh, great. After that stunning performance, now we got to see Big Show lumber around the ring at SummerSlam. The street fight was good tonight. The tag match, despite the bad botch, was okay. Everything else was just fucking garbage. And the CM Punk heel turn is just... it's not working. They gotta, fix it and do something with it. Explain it a little bit better. So, yeah, this was just way too fucking long, guys. Way too fucking long.